Okay, salutations, salutations, everyone. How's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody's doing well. As you can see from my thumbnail, I was supposed to have someone come to interview with me, but at the last minute, 20 minutes before, he tells me that something came up. He had personal obligations, so he couldn't come on. He had to reschedule. And so y'all let me know. Should I reschedule with this person or not? Because I do understand things come up, but it's just how you go about it, the unprofessionalism of, and I mentioned that, just kind of because I'm very forthcoming like that. And I was like, I do understand that things do come up, but I think it's very unprofessional to cancel on me 20 minutes before. And so um, then he responds back saying that I agree with that, but things are out of my control. Have a blessed day. Like it was kind of smug in a sense, like, I do understand, I do agree, but you know, it's whatever, So I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna, give the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if I'm even wanna consider rescheduling or having back on because I just, if you're going it's one thing to let me know that you're not gonna be able to make it on, but it's a whole nother thing. It's the way you respond with the arrogance of it all. But Mama, you don't stop no show. I said I'm gonna come on. I haven't had any other content planned because I expected this interview to take place. But shout out to every one of you. Yeah, hey, Roland Rebel. Hi, shout out to you, Tom. What's up, Tony? Yeah, I know it depends on the explanation, but he just said it was personal obligations. So, I mean, I don't need any further explanation. To be honest with you, I don't need any further explanation. But I just feel like it's just the principle of you, contacting me 20 minutes before because I do understand that things come up, but you have to understand my time is just as important. And so, if I'm setting these things up, I'm booking these interviews, and I know things do happen, things do occur, so that's why I said I'm still gonna come on. I'm still gonna do some content here because I mean, there's still some people that's gonna wanna watch and some people that's gonna wanna come through for me. So those who's coming through for me, thank you. If you want me to drop the link, I could do that too. I mean, we can engage because I've been wanting to have a panel discussion, you know, for a minute. I just didn't know what topic to discuss. I didn't know, what the flow would be. It just, depends on whether we was gonna do a particular topic or react to something. But I'm still you think the answer then the answer is no? Okay, so no to the, future interview with the same person? Okay. Okay, so I just, thank you for that opinion. Thank you so much. I just wanted to, yeah, Imma just move on because I'm booked, I'm booked, you guys. I'm still booked on some, I'm booked for some great interviews. Yeah, thank you so much for those who are watching. Thank you so much for coming in. Please like, share, subscribe. Thank you. I always forget to, remind you guys of that. I really appreciate the support I've been getting. I appreciate the interviews I had so far, and I'm having some great ones coming up. So believe me, I am good. You know, I am good. So, but like I said, we're gonna still do some commentary. I know it's been a lot going on. Tony, let me know. You want me to drop the link for you, Tony? You want to come up? You want to come up and talk to me? Is that what you're saying? You want me to drop the link for you? Yeah, so like I said, anybody, that wants to come up, that's fine. I'm gonna try to find something because I know maybe we could talk about the EJ Johnson thing or there's been some other things going on. I mean, I know the war, the Iranian war is going on. There's a lot going on. So you let me know. Hey Bubs, how you doing, Bubs? Yep. Okay, okay. All right. Thank you for that. He needs to he needs to lead the charge on that. So the ball is in his court. Is that what it is? The ball is in his court? All right. Okay. All right. Duly noted. All right. Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for that. But let me know if y'all want me to drop the link. Okay. Yeah, so come up, Bubs. I mean, I'm gonna drop the link right now. So if you have because I seem like y'all want to talk about the EJ Johnson thing. Okay, we could talk about that because there's so much that I can definitely want to learn from it. And wanted to discuss that with Victoria Mateo when she was on, but for some reason she couldn't hear the video on her end for some reason. So I was really was wanted to get her take on it. But she did give some type of feedback, based on the context that I gave her before. So, but shout out to Victoria Mateo, by the way. Please make sure you check out her interview that I just did with her. It was she's a whole vibe. We had a whole half hour to 45 minute discussion after the interview took place. I mean, I was able to just get more into a space, and he, when I was able to watch her transform from Victoria Mateo to Marcos Matos, so I was able to, she was able to come off that, I was able to watch her come off the drag, and be able to speak with me more. He's very, very personable, very, very cool, just very well, very down to earth person. So it was so great to have Victoria Mateo on. So please make sure you catch that interview. Um, Miss Stevie. Every time I see Miss Stevie, I have to do an octave higher. I just so happy to see her. Miss Stevie. Oh, I know it sounds like a nail on the chalkboard, but she does that to me. But all right, so like I said, whoever wants to come up, come up and talk to me. Like I said, this interview is canceled, but there's circumstances that occur. But like I said, one monkey don't stop no show. Let me bring up Roll on Rebel. Roll on Rebel. What's going on?
Hey, how are
Hey,
you?
all right, all right.
Yeah,
Yes.
one monkey don't stop no show. You doing
Yeah, that's
good. You
right.
doing
You
good.
know, you know, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, let me pull up because I wanted to since you mentioned that you wanted to talk about the EJ Johnson interview.
But before we talk about that,
Oh Lord.
um, I know you haven't been watching any web reality shows or anything, have
Not
you?
now.
But I think it's something that we would want to discuss, and the people that are in the web reality space, this is important. This is related to.
Okay.
So, as you know,
Mhm.
Chasing Atlanta is back on, but
Mhm.
this season we're about halfway through the season. But this season they have a trans woman on named
Oh
Nova.
really? Really?
Uh-huh. Which they've had trans women on every season, but this season what's different is they have a cisgender woman on as well. So there has been some colorist comments, some
Mm.
um comments made towards cisgender women and all sorts of things. And the execs over there at Chasen have made apologies or whatever. And now that the audience are making comments about it, it's a problem. But you invited this young lady on this platform, but now that myself and my other panelists, Aaron, while I was out is reviewing it, y'all are sensitive to what we say about y'all, but y'all let this woman get on the platform full of gay men that y'all invited her on, but y'all have a problem with it.
Mm. Okay. So so it's like a some like select outrage.
Yes.
Mm.
And you know, I'm very vocal with it. And I just feel like if you invited her on, you knew what the issue was going to be. And there have been fights on the show, you know, like saying things about people's kids and things, but you know, and then they're like, well, you're a biological woman in a space with gay men. What difference does that make? And if there's a trans woman that has a problem with a biological woman, which she admitted on an episode last night,
Mm.
why are we not addressing it? We're looking over it as if it's a problem, but then you have a problem with the audience who's mainly women and gay people that have a problem with it. I
Yeah.
don't.
So yeah. So how would you want how do you want them to address it? How do you think in your own perspective? How do you think it should be addressed?
Well, the cast has said, well, we've told her, the cis woman, I mean, not the cis woman, we've told the trans woman about her comments and she's going to do what she wants to do. But you defend her and then say that the biological woman is wrong. If how I want it to be handled, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I know I'm the wrong person to be saying anything because you know that I have
Mhm.
been somewhat of a villain. But in my own growth, if a person is knowingly being a villain and telling people they don't give a F about how people see them, but you're in the comments making comments towards other people, arguing with the audience and doing all these things. What's the difference between me and them?
Mm.
I don't understand. Is it okay because she's pretty? What's the difference between me and somebody else that's causing a problem, that's causing an issue with your brand, but you're not going to say anything because you
It's
like
you know,
them?
right. It's ratings. You know, it's like it's a numbers game. You know, I think that if they generate ratings, and views, then that controversy is going to sell. So I think that's one of the one of the motives behind
It,
that.
which is kind of similar to, we wanted to talk about the EJ Johnson thing. I don't like EJ Johnson because she forgets where she comes from. Like, you were once a femme black gay man, now you've transformed into a different person and you almost sound elitist. I don't like
Mm.
that.
So yeah, someone else has said that on another panel. When Carlos King had his panel with Dustin Ross and um Funky Dineva, and I forgot her name, Blue something, but it
Yeah.
was kind of gearing towards that, like, because they were saying that that there was a time when he wasn't able to fit in into certain groups, into certain settings, and certain groups. So it's like, he's trying to compensate somehow. And yeah, so let me play, because I was trying to share this video with Victoria Mateo. So fair use here. Let me yes, and see if so we can kind of play a little bit of this. Let me speed it up a little bit. So um yeah, let me speed just okay, there we go.
And actually can fall very hard in love if given the opportunity, not in the way that I want to.
Mm.
I haven't experienced in the way that I want to. So like that's definitely something I put into the energy for this year for sure. Because I'm ready. I
Can
wasn't
you
ready before.
can you
You know,
hear
and I
it,
think that that
Tony?
was just kind of like the maturity of it. And just like looking at
Yes.
yourself, instead of saying like, well, why hasn't this happened to me? But it's like you weren't ready.
Yeah.
You weren't ready at all.
Do you have a type?
um, I don't really have like a strict type. I will say like I know I'm tall, but like I do like I do like being with a tall man.
Mm.
Yeah, that I do. I like the sensation of that. But I'm also like very like intellectually inclined. Like I love a man who can hold himself and like speak well and like is entertaining and is like really highly intelligent. Like I'm a conversationalist like that. So like that kind of like especially, and also like a man with like a presence. Like I love a powerful presence. Like when you're like, ooh, he has it like that. Like I like that.
Have you ever did like a celebrity?
I've never dated a celebrity, I don't think. I've well, I may have like hooked up with one or two in the shadows.
Rappers?
Um mm, I can't tell you all the
Okay,
all the tea.
okay. I know, baby. I know.
I don't think there was a rapper. Might have been.
Because listen, no, because look, you, baby, the places I go, you ain't there, honey, because you are at the like.
Well, that's the thing about, like, so she was having celebrity crushes. Like, you can't do that because I actually do meet these people. So, like, and I've done that before. But like, oh, he is so fine, and then I meet him. I'm like, oh, like, oh no, like you are, very insecure, or you're very this, or you're very that. So it's like I don't crush or glamorize anybody anymore because it's like I always end up, just being like, okay, no,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm just like I'll just meet the person when it happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, I mean, it's different when you are, coming into contact with the people all the time.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it there real quick, because I want to make sure I do some commentary in between, for the sake of fair use. And so, so far, Tony, what do you got to say about that so far? He's because I know he said before this, before I started the clip, he said that he's dating around, he's outside, he's hooked up with celebrities, but like I said before, he's in a certain among certain people, and you know, him saying that I didn't hear the preface towards the straight men part. I wanted to get to that part. I'm not sure what where he said it at. I wish I had a timestamp.
For me,
So
I just have an issue with she sounds like a valley white girl. Like, who is this person? Like, do you even know who you are?
mm,
And this is like, I know we don't have to be 100% black and ratchet, but I don't even recognize this person literally and figuratively.
mm,
And so for me, it's kind of like you're looking at preference, but you're not the person that it's just like when people say I have a preference, but your preference doesn't want you.
mm.
So for me, it's like, why not look past that and then say, here's what I would prefer, here's what I would like, but it's not guaranteed.
Right. Okay, so let me play a little bit more and see if it gets more into the whole preference thing.
And the thing about you have a presence.
I love having a presence.
Tell the moment y'all lock eyes, it's over.
Ugly. And I'm, and then it's like, I feel like I get over there and then it's like, and I'm like, I don't have time for this. I don't want to do all the work. I'm not going to do all the work. I'm not even going to say I don't want to, because I'm not going
I'm
to.
trying to find out
You
when
touched on it a bit earlier, the whole like Nepo baby. And listen,
You were just coasting on, riding it on some coattail, but it's like, that's something I can't control. I can't control who my.
I'm trying to find that.
you're like you said earlier, look, I know who I am. I love how I see in the mirror. I'm shedding all of whatever I was there back then, who I am now. Has that cultivated a stronger relationship with your parents, or has it been challenging for you there too, just being, how you are now?
I'm just trying to. I'm trying to find that
Because
part where
people can watch this and say,
Okay, I got you.
finally, someone's saying something how I feel, because I got little like, the hairs rose up on my skin when you said, I don't want to say coming out anymore. Like, this is who I am, and I don't even need your acceptance. Like,
I think it's, and yeah, and I think like the image of, my family was nice and healing for the world. There was just so much, that happened at that time that I wasn't like looking. Like, I don't care about to be accepted in a community. Hard process. And like, if I wanted to do that, then I would have done it. But like, why are we even having this discussion? It's just so ignorant, and like, it's so, you have to put in a lot of work to do all of that. Like, I'm sure LeBron James' son, I mean, like, he's been playing his entire life. Like, and now he's playing, he's in the NBA. But I'm like, that's something you would decide very early on in life. And like, why are we talking about, that has nothing to do.
okay, I think
with me.
I'm
Or
getting
even
there.
like,
I think
I've always,
it's coming
oh, well, black men need to be this and need to be, because, you're snapping your fingers in the air. Stupid thing to say, because I'm like, I'm not hindering you from going on.
the woman that she is now. Was it something that you could relate to? Did you reach out? Did you have a conversation?
We've met. And she went to my high school as well, because like, that's your journey.
Yeah.
And they all fears, and everybody else's she's doing with her life at this point. But
Okay, I think this is it right
I wish
here.
her the best.
Yeah. Are you dating now?
Okay,
I am
here it is.
outside. Definitely outside. I had to get a little more serious though, I think, in this new year for sure. I think before I was kind of just like enjoying myself and kind of just like dating to date, but now I'm being much more strategic about it. And it's like, if we're not actually going to enter into a relationship, then, and I think that's where you have to put the boundaries up with the so-called straight guys, because they'll just try to like put you off to the side or like keep you in the dark. And like, I'm not living in the shadows anymore.
Have you ever dated somebody that was DL?
Sure, for sure. I think at the time it's just like you just are like, oh well, I'm just trying to be respectful, but really you're not doing yourself any respect.
Were they married?
No, I've never dated a married man or anybody in a relationship.
Okay.
It's just like they just weren't ready to come to terms with whatever they were doing. But that's what I was saying. I don't need you to come out or anything, but it's like, I'm not gonna be hidden. So there's that, and just having that self-respect and just, knowing that. But it's made everything a lot easier, for sure.
Have you ever been in love?
Okay, I'm gonna just stop it there. So I'm gonna just kind of, because I don't want to spend too much. Honestly, I don't want to spend too much time on this, because there's so many, there's so much commentary on this. There's so many people talking about it. So I don't want to did too much deeper into it, but it's for me as a teach, it's kind of teachable for me to kind of engage more into this to kind of get more of perspective from other people within the community. So that's why I wanted to kind of see, like, give your quick take on that, and how he feels about, like he's saying that it seemed like he doesn't mind someone being with somebody on the DL, but then you're saying that you're out and you're saying that you're out and proud, but you don't mind being with someone who's not. So, and then,
Exactly.
right, and he's saying that you prefer someone who's straight, but if they're straight and they're dating you, does that make them gay or does it make them bisexual? Does that make them altogether straight? And I know some people are fluid, so I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what it is that you know or the type of um people like him that has that type of perspective. Like, I want to get more about
Well,
that.
to my knowledge, being a mental health therapist, because I work with, I think EJ is trans, right? I think EJ was trans,
Is
right?
I'm not sure. Is he? Does that what he identify as?
I think she identifies as trans. So yes, if that's correct, don't quote me on it, but I think it's correct. If that's the case, in their eyes, they are considered as straight if they're dating men that are on the DL because men that are on the DL because they're a woman, according to them, and they're not considered a part of the LGBT community, which is confusing to some, but I get it.
Yeah,
But
it is.
again,
Yeah.
back to the other part about you don't want to be hidden, but DL means down low, which means you're not going to get the affection and the attention you want to unless you're laying on your back because they're not going to want to do anything else. Or they're going to want to do activities with you behind closed doors. That's still hidden. So it contradicts everything you're okay with unless you only want to do that.
Got it.
That's the way that I perceive it. Now, I
Mm.
don't know how anybody else perceives it. I think that EJ is confused.
Okay. So do
She,
you think that because I know Funkadaniva even said something about, like, I think of some type of projection there too, because there was a time when he was overweight, and
hmm
in a certain way that he tried, there was some type of rejection there from certain groups of people, and so now it's like, he's kind of moving differently now. So I don't know, like, that's why I'm trying to get a different perspective.
so in EJ's case, when I get that surgery and when I get fix myself up, which the change in appearance, when I lose this weight, I have control over who I can reject, who I can pick, who I can choose. But to me, you're still that person that you were before because the appearance is not going to change your inner thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, but I just wanted to be able. So I thank you so much for coming up and getting me that perspective, because I was just like, okay, I didn't want to, you know, I don't want to dive too deep into it because, like I said, there's so much commentary about it. And so, I know so many. It's like it's so crazy because it's like I sit here and I watch so much of social media, and so there's so much that's trending, and so many things is going on. But then when I decide to, when I decide to come on and start to give my little 2 cents, then I'm just throwing, I'm at a blank as to what we could discuss. I'm at a blank as to um what particular topic. So is there anything that you have in mind? Because I'm always like trying to figure out what else can we focus on, or what else can we talk about. So I'm like kind of looking through and seeing maybe we can kind of react to something.
I
But
want to touch on one last thing with the EJ Johnson piece.
okay.
Um, because I'm still trying to figure out the gender and gender identity. If EJ is trans, some trans people go through gender dysphoria, in which they're trying to become the new gender, but still having remnants of the previous gender. And I
Mm.
think that might be some of what EJ Johnson is going through, but they just don't want to admit it. But that's a whole nother subject for another day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I get exactly where you're coming from, and then you have, you know, like Clarissa Shields, and she's still head over
I'm so
heels over
sick of her.
Papoose. She is so head over heels over Papoose. I mean, she's writing songs about him, and I
Dummy.
don't, it's like, I mean, you can't control who you fall in love with, but it just seemed like she's definitely more into him than he is into her. So I don't know. Oh, let me real quick, because I this is what I was talking about, this panel discussion about the whole EJ Johnson thing. Let me see if let me share it real quick. But yeah, but so it's so much that can be discussed, but like I said, I try not to dwell on one topic too long, but let me just share this real quickly. Let's see. Let me see.
At the very, very bottom of the proverbial food chain, right?
Mhm.
Black men, depending on the metrics, are sometimes next to us or way above us.
Mhm.
When it is based on gender, they're right next to white men. They're second place. When
Mhm.
it's based on race, they come back down to us and white women take second place. So black men and white women, they switch places taking second. We
Mhm.
never get to be second. We're
Mm.
always last. We never get to move up and down based on gender or money. We're
Mhm.
always last. Then you create the space where when the black men are next to the white women, tapping in, is it gender? My turn. Is it race? Your turn. Second place. They then start to bond over their disdain for the black women who are catching up through education, even though they're still in last place. How that whole get next to us, right?
Mhm.
Then you create this thing that happens where a lot of black men now try to look for as a status symbol. Well, if I want to beat this white man, the thing I can do is take his bitch. So a lot of black men have started to exalted white women with our body parts as our replacement because I get to have the
Oh, this
look
about
and feel
something
of
else.
black women, but I get to spite the white man that I'm subconsciously still arguing with for first place, right? So
Mhm.
now there's this interesting dance of everybody's dancing around second and first. We still in last place. So
Mhm.
now we have to share space now, sometimes conditionally, with white presenting black women who, because of racial identity being ambiguous, have the
Mhm.
curly hair and the white phenotypes, but because they're 3% white, like Mary from Sinners, we gotta call her a black woman, even though she ain't done none of the shit that we've had to go through, right?
Mhm.
So black women are already tired from the word black woman being diluted with whiteness because of white supremacy.
Mhm.
And then you add a trans girl
Trans girl.
who had the privilege of being a man in
Man.
society's eyes before she made peace with being trans. And in our minds, subconsciously, we're thinking everybody gets to run up and down but us.
Okay, so yeah, that was something. Yeah, because I thought it was gonna be about the EJ Johnson thing, but it was that they was talking about something else. They had different topics that they were discussing at that time, but that is something worthy of discussion.
Yeah, that's
Just
similar to. I was digging what you said.
yeah, yeah, and I get it. I get everything because she's a mental health clinic um therapist as well, and so you know, I
Who is that?
definitely. Her name is Blue. I forgot her last name, but her name is Blue something. I forgot. Yeah, but she bees on panels as well with Carlos King. She's one of the panelists, you know, that comes on every week with Carlos King. But yeah, but I don't know. It's like I'm kind of conflicted with this because it's like I do understand how as Black women and we talk about it's like this whole thing with well, bi women in general and trans women or and black women, and it's like the discussion of where we are, where we land in a hierarchy and all that stuff. And it's like I understand that there's a great discussion and all, but I just get tired of having to kind of listen to or respond to these debatable topics when it comes to this because it's just like this this whole divide, it's kind of stale. It's kind of exhausting to me, like this whole divide and conquer thing is so I mean, that's just me. It's just so tiresome to me, you
I
know.
get what you're saying because I feel like black women and gay men and trans women, we are all the same. We all get disrespected. One is no greater than the other, but for some reason, all three of the groups think that their pain is better, but it's the same pain or
Mm,
worse.
mhm. Yeah, but I just feel like I don't know. It's just I just get tired of. I mean, I just feel like we are doing more damage towards each other, because it's always easy to point the finger at other persuasions or other groups of people, but there's such a divide amongst us that we need to focus on. But let me see what else she has to say though. Let me just see real quick.
And there's a fatigue there that makes it hard to be hospitable because you're saying you're a woman, but you got to be a nigga for about 27 years first. I didn't even get that. And I'm already sharing space with the white bitch because she got a curl pattern, right? Like, I'm tired. When do y'all just get to admit that this thing, this cis het black woman thing, this racially unambiguous black woman thing, only I have truly experienced it like this?
All right, raindrop.
Okay, so I just wanted to, yeah, yeah. So I get it, I truly get, and I get the passion behind it, and I get it. Um, I get everything where she's coming from. I mean, and she said it so well, so well said. But it's just, um, yeah. But I mean, what is your perspective on that?
So I'm kind of with you. So what's next?
Right. What is next? Yeah.
Because it's like the more we keep tossing around the same subject, nothing is going to be done. So what do we do to change that? How do we come together with black women? You have this strength, gay man, you have this strength, trans people, you have this strength. So the bigger picture are the people is the people of the opposite race,
Mhm. Mhm.
but we don't see it like that.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, yeah. But yeah, okay. Yeah, because I just, I like I said, it's very like she said, it's very exhausting, and like I said, I mean, where do we go from here at this point? So I just, I hear a lot of perspectives. I hear a lot of different people. You talk the talk, but yeah, yeah. But let's okay, moving right along. So what else is going on with you?
Um, I'm working on my book.
Oh,
That
okay.
that should be coming out soon. Um, we should be getting another interview soon. We'll set that up behind
Mm,
the scenes. Um,
mhm.
I'm just working on my career, um, and trying to work on my brand a little more.
Mhm. And so, when do you have a expected date of when this book's going to come out, or around what a time frame?
Summer, fall, um, that's the time frame. I
And
should have a specific date in the next month or two.
okay, and so you have a name for it yet, or that's still under wraps?
We're still under wraps.
Okay, I get it, but make sure you cop. Tony already has two books out. Don't get effed up and piece of ass. Interesting those titles alone, or would definitely be intriguing enough for you to buy his books. So make sure you get a copy of his books. So it's on Amazon, right? It's on Amazon. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
Um,
yeah.
I want to give you your flowers. You've been doing real good with these
Oh, thank
interviews.
you. Thank you so much. It's been a blessing. It really has. And I always say it, it's not taken for granted for people to come through and take the time to come to my platform. I mean, it is such an honor for me. It's such a blessing for me. And being so consistent with it, and people are just willing to just sit with me. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to every last person that I interviewed with, including yourself. Shout out to each and every one that came and sit with me, and those who are coming through for me in the near future, moving forward. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm trying to, when I get up to my thousand, hopefully in the next couple of months, when I get up to my thousand subscribers, I'm going to have a little celebration. So I hope that I have people come into the room to celebrate with me, but in the meantime, just celebrate, the collaborative efforts that I've been making, just celebrate with me that I'm able to do this, and I'm, been able to,
I
I'm
see
just
you.
able to be blessed with this, yeah, with this opportunities.
I see you one step closer to getting like a drag race girl. I saw the.
Right? Yeah, I'm trying to pitch a show, right? You saw that, right? I'm trying to pitch a show.
Uh
You know,
huh.
nobody thought of that. But why somebody gonna steal my idea? But nobody thought about that. Nobody, no, none, it hasn't been done.
Kind of
You
market
know,
a little more. You'll get a drag race girl over here.
Yeah, like no one like a more of a a dating show. I say, hey, help Victoria Mateo find some love. Let it let help a drag queen find love. I think that's I did a pitch to somebody. I don't know who, but it's something to pitch to, to someone. Do you have an idea who?
You said what? No, I don't.
You don't? Yeah, you don't have an idea who I could pitch that to? I mean, all the different producers that you've been connected with, especially in the web reality space. Recommend
Well,
anybody?
I am in the greatest space, but we talked about that. We in a new era.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. But we talking about something different here. This is a different topic, different thing.
I know, like, shout out to my friend, the Royal Couch. If you can reach out to him, he would be a great person to interview because he has been in the web reality space and now he's in the mainstream space. So maybe reaching out to him.
Yeah, not just the interview, Tony. I was talking about not just for interviews, but yes, thank you for that recommendation. Yeah, shout out to the Royal Couch. No, I was saying about
But he has,
to pitch the drag dating show to.
well, maybe to him because he knows producers more so than I do. So that's why I mentioned him.
Oh, okay.
Um, I don't know. Who else? I would say KL, but I ain't in the greatest space because I
Yeah,
know
but
he
like I
would.
said, some difference. It's totally
Yeah.
different. Totally different circumstance. So yeah, but yeah, okay. So I just wanted to get an idea. Yeah, because I think, and as I was telling Victoria Mateo, I said I was like, next time I go to Vegas, I would like to do like some type of segment, like a day in the life of a drag queen. Just kind of get it, catch his routine and interview with him as he, goes through his routine, going from
When you go to Vegas, I want to went with you.
oh, you know what? I didn't even think of, you know what? Yes, I just went a couple of weeks ago. You didn't see my videos on it?
Yeah, that's why I said
Like
something.
yeah. Oh, okay, okay. I'm so sorry. You know what? I should have had you come through. Yeah, you would have came. I should have had you come.
Uh-huh.
It was so much fun. Yeah, we had a good time,
I bet.
yeah.
How long did you stay?
It's just for the weekend. But Friday to Sunday. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need is weekend in Vegas is all I need.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's 3 4
Yeah.
days is enough.
That's enough. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, but don't worry, because you're gonna definitely gonna be coming with me to New Orleans this October. So look out for
Oh,
information on that.
October when?
From the 1st to the 5th. We're gonna the person that I was with, I don't know if you saw Lolo. The person I was with in Vegas, we're gonna have because her birthday is on the 4th. So we're both Libra, so we're gonna have that trip together this
Gotcha.
October. So yeah, so look out for we're gonna be having flyers coming up soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So you definitely gotta prepare for that one.
Yeah, I will be in New
Yes,
Orleans.
yes, yes. I told Lolo, I said if you because she had so much fun in Vegas. I mean, she had a ball in Vegas. You look at her videos and her lives that she's done, taking you with her to a journey through Vegas. She had a ball. And I said, look, if you had a ball in Vegas, then New Orleans is gonna wear you out. So just be ready.
Yeah,
Just be
it is.
ready. Hey Tooks, what's going on,
Hey,
Tooks?
too.
Yeah, anybody want to come? Let me drop the link again. If anybody want to come up and speak with me, don't be shy. We just here shooting the breeze. The interview was canceled, but it is what it is.
So,
Just
so
here.
speaking of that interview, did they cancel like 15 minutes before? How long
Like
was it
20
before they
minutes
canceled?
before. Like 20 minutes before, we supposed to go on at 6, and then, he, contacted me 20 minutes before saying that he had personal obligations, and so we had to reschedule. And so I was like, and I said, it's very unprofessional to cancel 20 minutes before. And he was like, I agree with that. But things are beyond my control. Have a good day. Like, it was kind of smug, kind of a little smug attitude, but okay. Like I said, I understand because like I said, I try to give people the benefit of their doubt because I think things do come up and I get it. But it's just, your approach to it is just like, you gotta be more considerate of other people.
Now,
You
if
know.
he reaches out and says something was wrong with my family, then that's something different. But
Oh yeah. And like I say, he doesn't have to, you know what? Because at the end of the day, no one really owes me an explanation like that. But it's just, I just feel like, just when, I'm a person like when it comes to doing these interviews, and I do understand things come up, but if you are, interested, if you express interest, follow through. Just give me the follow through and consideration that I need. So that's all I'm saying. Just give me the follow through. If you
Right.
really are gonna if you're gonna really do it, if you're gonna commit to it, then But I understand things come up, so I'm trying. That's why I was asking feedback on how to handle it. Like, should I give him another shot? Try to allow him the opportunity to reschedule, or should I just move on and just not have him on at all? So I was just kind of getting some feedback about it, and so I appreciate you and Bub's feedback on that.
I don't see Bub's comment. She's still in here?
Yeah, I don't know Bub's, but I don't know if Bub's still oh, because I know he did say he was curious to hear our thoughts on the EJ Johnson situation. So we tackled that. We scheduled with him since I know he feels bad. I hope. Okay, we'll see. I mean, we'll see too. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. But yeah, I'll think about it. Because, like I said, I don't want there to be a perception where I'm just not understanding, or I'm not able to get the benefit of the doubt. So because I do understand things happen. You know, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. But I just don't like when right is when it's right about to happen. Like it was so close to. If it was like a few hours before, then maybe I can consider. I can understand, but I understand that certain things are beyond your control.
But even if he said like, well, let's reschedule for Saturday at 6 o'clock, I would have took that because it meant
Right,
that he was really trying to make an effort. It was
right.
the have a good day.
Yeah, yeah, that's right, right. That's kind of like dismissive. That's what I was thinking the same thing. But thank you too. So, I know it would definitely work out for me in my favor because like I said, I have some great people coming up, coming on. I'm already booked until I'm booked into April now. I'm already booked into April. Yeah, so it's like it's such a blessing for me, and I am appreciative of, like I said, people just really agreeing to come on. Did you see my interview with Wealthy Jeff? Because that was a big one. I mean, I really wanted people to come in
No, I
the
didn't.
room on that.
I didn't see that. I have to go back and look at that one. I usually see most of them.
Okay, yeah, you gotta look at that. That's why I was saying, you gotta come into the room for that one because that was big. That was huge. Thank you, Tooks. Thank you so much. I try to handle things, with dignity, and respect. I try to do that. Um, but yeah, please make sure you look at that interview with Wealthy Jeff. Like that's like one of the Like I said, it's one of my big ones. I mean, it was such an honor to have him on. Did you see? I know you were in with Victoria Mateo. You was in there. I think I see you in the chat for that one.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I have one. My next one is coming up next week, the 26th. I'm going to be interviewing with the cast of Ready. It's a film that is produced and created by T&I. T&I is a duo of sisters that I interviewed with previously. They are the ones that are responsible for this intro that I love to play. Um,
I'm coming up, I'm pressing on, I'm getting over, I'm an overcomer. I'm coming up, I'm pressing on, I'm getting over it, I'm an overcomer.
so yes, those are the beautiful voices behind that intro that I love to play. That's
I love that.
Yes, thank you. That's the voice of TNI. So there are there's like I said, they're sisters, and they have a movie coming out called Ready, and that's going to be coming out April 12th. So we're going to be talking about that. It's going to be them and the cat and some of the cast and crew of that movie. So please make sure you look out for that. That's coming up next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So see, you know, we doing things. We still going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to do some things. Yeah, thank you, Chooks. I appreciate that.
Yeah, keeping so just start booking April interviews. It's coming.
Yeah, they are. I already have. I have a few interviews booked in April already. So I'm looking forward to every last one of them.
Good, good.
Yeah, of course, too. So of course, I'll keep in contact with, of course. But what do you mean by make sure I keep in contact with upcoming guests? Can you elaborate on what you mean by that? Because my interviews are basically locked in. So can you elaborate on what you mean by that? Yeah.
So I need to hop off because I'm about to go do my panel. Um,
Oh,
again,
excuse me. Okay. All right. Are you
again,
on your channel?
no, it's I'm on Aaron Wild's out channel.
Oh, wearing while I am roused out. Okay, so let me see. If I could put his link in the you know, all right. So make sure you um don't make sure you spend some time with me a little bit first before you go over to Aaron Rouse out with Roland Rebel. He's doing a panel discussion. So let me
Yeah,
put that yeah, so let me put the link in there.
let me see if I can send you the.
No,
Can
I
you hear
got
me?
it. I got the
Okay.
link to this. I got the link to his channel. All right. So, if you're interested in, you know, hearing what Roland Rebel has to talk about on Aaron Rouse platform, that's the link right there to his channel.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay, Tooks, thank you. So, we can advance so they won't try to be shady. Oh, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, but like I said, if there's something comes up, I mean, it's their responsibility to reach out to me, and let me know what's going on. But I mean, of course, I'm gonna keep communication on my end, of course. But at the end of the day, if something comes up, they need to let me know. They need to, you know, they need to reach out, maintain that communication. That's on them. That's on them.
Suits, I would love to interview with you. I really like you. I really like you. I would love to grace your platform and your panel.
Oh, all
So
right. You hear that, Tooks? I mean, if that something you would consider doing. But I'm saying,
let's.
but you gotta do more content. Don't you have a channel? Don't you have a channel?
Yeah. I'm. Oh, that's the other thing. I'm getting my website together. So the I'm starting a blog. Let's let's have therapy. That's
Mm.
coming soon.
Oh,
So that's
okay. I like that concept. You have like a whole separate website, Tony? Hello.
God.
Well, okay, I hear you now. What happened, Tony? Okay.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. What happened? Yeah, so I don't know. Tony's having some type of technical issues, but I thank him for coming, engage with me. At least he's one to want to come up and talk with me. I appreciate him so much for that. Just conversing with me. It don't have to be a particular topic. It could just be something that's in your spirit, in your mind, in your spirit. You know, we can engage. I mean, just as long as we're engaging with each other. It don't have to be. You know, but it'd be nice as I'm trying to get more engagement. I want you guys to interact with me more, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I don't come on live as much yet when I'm like, in this space, like on my interviews is different. Like I go live on my interviews, that's totally different, but I love to have more engagement, um, like, times like these when I'm doing stuff outside of the interview. So, that's why, I do, shorts and uploads, when I do other stuff, when I do other content. Oh, he lost his signal. All right. All right, Tony. All right. Thank you so much for being on. I'm gonna kick you off then. But thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate that, and you engage with me. If you're curious to know what they're speaking of, just go to Aaron Wild's out channel and see what they're talking about on that panel. But yeah, but I do want to have more engagement here outside of the interviews. That's why, like I said before, that's why a lot of times I do my uploads, my reaction videos, or other content, or I might do my shorts and stuff. I do uploads because it's like I be wanting to do more live videos, but I need more engagement. I need more people to come through, to come into the room, and talk with me. So that is the idea, right? So, like I said, well, I'm not going to be on too long with you guys, but I just wanted to at least fill in the void, since it was planned today that I did the interview, but I wanted to at least show my face, and I wanted to come through somehow, some way. So, I'm not going to be with you any longer. But for those who did come in, shout out to Tukes, shout out to Tony Rebel, shout out to Bubs the God, Miss Stevie, and whoever else has been in the bushes, whoever else just been lurking. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Get the support out there. But again, if I don't hear from you until then, until next Thursday, I'm hoping I'll be able to come in. I'm coming up probably a couple of times this weekend. I'm going to be dog sitting, for my friends. So I'll probably come on while I'm walking the dog and chit chat with y'all or something like that. But most likely, I'm definitely going to be back on next week, Thursday, March 26th. And I'll be interviewing with the cast and crew of the movie Ready. So look out for that. And um, in the meantime, have a good one, you guys. Have a good one.